reinvesting in rural infrastructure.
Historic levels of federal funding are bringing help to some of Vermont's poorest communities. State data shows about 8% of Vermonters live in a mobile home park. These types of homes accounted for 40% of the property damage during Tropical Storm Irene.
Our Calvin Cutler is live in Middlebury tonight with a plan from the state to make investments in rural water and sewer that will improve the lives of mobile home residents. Calvin, what do you know?
Well, Darren and Kat, good evening. Communities like Middlebury have long gotten the attention of decision makers in Montpelier and have had big investments in infrastructure for this community. But rural communities like East Middlebury next door have long been strapped for those resources.
Things that we think of happening in like third world countries are actually happening right here in Vermont.
This is Lyndale Park, a 67-unit mobile home community built in the 1960s just east of Middlebury. It's one of Vermont's 250 mobile home parks, also called manufactured home communities.
We have homes with visible pooling septic systems that have to be pumped. There's unfortunately parks where people do not have water getting to each home.
That's going to change in the coming months. The Addison Community Trust giving a tour to state leaders Thursday of a new septic and leach field project they hope will serve the community for the next 50 years. Made possible through Vermont's Healthy Homes Initiative, funded by some $20 million from the American Rescue Plan.
From permitting and regulatory barriers to cost and capacity and technical barriers, and through overcoming those challenges, I think that in the future, I'm hopeful that manufactured housing communities will be able to access more of these resources.
For years, infrastructure in communities like Lyndale has been left behind, and they don't always qualify for the same loans that towns and cities do. Investments like these also highlight Vermont's new environmental justice law, the concept that low-income and marginalized communities shouldn't bear the brunt of climate change and pollution.
These are people, like, part of our community. Like, let's respect them like we would respect anybody else. And so, and frankly, it's one of the last bastions of affordable housing that's left.
The state is in the process of identifying who exactly should be included in an environmental justice community and what that support should look like. But in the meantime, more money is coming Vermont's way through the infrastructure law and the Inflation Reduction Act for projects like these.
Having an affordable home shouldn't compromise the clean, reliable drinking water and adequate wastewater disposal.
Now, state leaders also say that they're preparing to launch another round of funding for the Healthy Homes project. And as for that project in Lyndale, community leaders are hoping that the project will be fully complete by Thanksgiving. Reporting live in Middlebury, Calvin Cutler, Channel 3 News.